The Prime Minister. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Are we going to make something significant by way of an announcement on our travel ban today, or is it more of the same, do you think?
Look, at present, based on the evidence we have, I'm anticipating that the result of Cabinet's discussion will be an extension. But look, what we need to start, of course, taking into account is we do have other countries who obviously have outbreaks of their own that they're managing. No one here is proposing that New Zealand put in place a travel ban that basically starts picking up Europe and the like, where we see outbreaks in Italy. Of course, we have to start thinking about the future management and containment in an environment where we are seeing wider outbreak.
What about Australia? Australia, for example, today has announced that they're going to give some students exemptions, and if they can tick a whole bunch of boxes, they can get to an Australian school or Australian university. Are we going to need to look at something like that?
So they've got a much larger cohort of tertiary, so secondary students, I think, is where they're focusing, so school-age kids wanting to come back and finish their schooling. So we have been looking at whether or not we could manage, for instance, our university sector, where they've got 3-year degree programs. Of course, it's not just losing a couple of months for them. They're having to think about whether they then lose students for a whole 3 years. Yeah. So, we have a lot of sympathy for that. We are looking into what would be possible. Again, what they would have to do is able to isolate students coming over for 2 weeks. So we'd have to be assured they could do that. And then the second challenge is that students on those class of visas are all lumped in together. So actually logistically being able to put in place the border management is quite tricky. So
what are you telling me? Are you looking to do that, or are you just outlining what would need to happen, and therefore it all sounds a bit complicated?
No, we have been actively looking at whether it would be possible, whether we could meet the expectations of our public health experts first and foremost, because there's no point doing this unless we can guarantee that people could be quarantined.
And as you sit here this morning, is it too hard?
I don't want to say that yet. We are still giving it we're really properly teasing it out. We owe it to the sector to do that. And of course, we also have to factor in, look, it might take several weeks. By that time, we might be in a position where things have changed in terms of border controls.